Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play! Yay! Or, well, it's new considering that I've only really done the demo for it, but it's not really new because I did the demo for it. But anyways, welcome to the official Let's Play of Mystic Destinies Echoes as per requested by y'all in the poll that I set up. I know it wasn't exactly the top option that people have selected, but after getting told of some complications regarding that other game that was mostly voted for in terms of what you guys want to see me do as a let's play, this was the second top most voted, and because of the complications of the first game, I decided to go with this one instead. And plus, we haven't touched this like franchise for the longest time, even though I promised you guys that I would, and that I also did the other let's play of the main game on my channel already. So, what's the big deal? I do the one other, let's play for this universe slash franchise, but I don't do this one. That's here in front of my face. Anyways, there we go, you guys. So this is Mystic Destinies Echoes, the full game, or what's available currently. I don't know if it's still ongoing or in the update because again, it's like periodically being re-released with additional chapters. So I'll just play, and then we'll just see what we get to, where we get to, and then we'll just leave it there until, of course, there's another update, and I'll continue where it left off. But anyways, there we go. So here we are. We finally are able to have a chance to delve into more of this universe and see more of this particular story from the perspective of a different character in the universe. So that's exciting. That's so exciting. Anyways, before that, you guys can see at the front of the screen. It's not the title screen. I don't want to start off right off in the very beginnings of the game because the beginnings of the game is actually the same. It's all the same as the demo that I did for this game a long time ago. I'll link that video somewhere on the screen for you guys to watch before you jump in on here in this episode. Officially kicking things off with it. But as a quick little recap, not going into too much detail just because I kind of don't really remember much. Currently, we are at the Twin Vampires estate. We are at Naoki's place, I believe, and I forgot his other name. His brother's name, Jun? I think his name is Jun. Anyways, we're here at his estate after a little run-in at the bar where we met what's his face? We met the guy, the elf knight guy who was supposed to be our bodyguard, quote quote bodyguard, because we're getting chased down by this secret culty organization who thinks we have the key to unlocking this promised land that they're all preaching about. We got attacked at our apartment way before that, way before meeting the elf dude, and in that instance we also met the guy with the water dragon powers. Katsu, I think it's Katsu. I think I briefly saw his name was Katsu when I was fast forwarding up to this point. But yeah, anyways, we met him, and we reunited with our friend Pax after she's been gone for how long? But that's the message she brought with her to us. Is basically she stole an artifact from an ancient city that's the key to the promised land, and now people are after us, and we're on the run. We're on the run. It's a little messy, and we're trying to find out more about this whole situation, like this promised land, what this artifact does, if we can if this place actually exists, etc., etc. Anyways, there we go. So it's been a long night. It's been a long night of being chased and attacked. So we are here. We're just gonna go to sleep now in our guest bedroom, our lovely guest bedroom. So let's go. Let's continue. I'm super excited. Yay! So chapter 2, submerging. Okay, cool. That's that. So chapter 1 in its entirety is the demo. I'm just letting you guys know. So when the next morning comes, I'm thoroughly confused as to where the hell I am. Yeah, I know. You tend to do that when got a lot of things happening to you. I stare blankly at the bleak stone walls. Oh right, Ye old goth Victorian mansion, yes. I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. After days of being chased around by crazy cultists, yes. Isn't that fun? I feel gross. I need to find a shower, yes. So this is our main heroine. For those of you who are kind of sort of tuning or forgot, this is this is whose story we're following. I, to be honest, forgot her name. Oh god. I'm horrible with names. So for a moment I panic, wondering if this place even has a proper shower. Of course, I'm pretty sure vampires take showers. Like even though they're the undead, you know, still gotta keep good hygiene. Don't be ridiculous, Rel. Now Naoki isn't that bad. He isn't. He really isn't. That decided, I leave the room to begin what would turn out to be a very long day. Another long day? Really? Okay, well, anyways, he has a nice place, so it's fine. Oh, hey! He has this painting, which is the Revolution of France. Haha, that's so funny. So I wander out into the corridor. Yes. Glancing out the window, I decide that the mansion has altogether a decidedly different feeling in the daytime. I wonder if it's an original. I wonder if this is the original. The halls are silent, but not eerily so. Birds chirp outside of the windows. It's so nice. I feel brighter, yes. Cautiously optimistic, even. I take a deep breath and smile, tension leaving my shoulders. Time to find the washroom in this gigantic-ass place. I stride off into the morning to go find a place to wash up. And I'm outside. Okay, so after finding the bathroom, which was thankfully modern enough, I decide to explore the grounds. That should be safe enough, right? Right. I find myself thinking back to yesterday, to the story I told Naoki last night. I wonder if he thinks I'm crazy. No, he believes. Or after mentioning the SSU, a criminal. Right, so the police in this world is involved in this as well, like the special unit, FBI-ish. Yes. My mind folds back to that crazy day. How, a little bit after Pax came crashing through my window, a detective showed up at my door. Oh, yes. Oh, hey, we've met him before. We met him in a route. We met him in a route. I remember his face. I can't remember a name. I carefully try to keep my expression neutral as I greet him. Aurelia, there. Our name's Aurelia, there. Hello, Detective Moon. Okay, there we go, Detective Moon. There we go, Jin's... Is that a D or... I can't read. I can't read this text, to be honest. Soy. Choi? Sol. Sol! Oh god, it's an L. Jin Sol Moon. Yes, so an SSU detective of whom you're acquainted with. Although his help was invaluable during the trouble your friend and mentee Takumi got into over a year, you preferred to keep your distance for legal reasons, of course. Yes, his name... Takumi! That's the guy with the silver hair. And he was like a little, like... He was running his own little, like, solo detective projects where he goes off and he fights crime. Sort of. But anyways, yeah. There we go. So yeah, we have this little nifty little device that basically gives us a little rundown on, you know, a whole bunch of things that we'll be running into, and we could read all about it. So just in case, Jin Sol Moon. Jin Sol, how can I help you? The detective glances down at the door lying on the floor. I was doing a little maintenance. I wanted to change things up. Is everything alright? Yeah, everything's alright here. Yeah, we're fine. We're cool. We got a report of glass falling from the 27th floor and sounds of a struggle. I see. Yes. Seriously, why is a detective here for a disturbance call? Would it be alright if I come in? Yeah, sure. I tried to think of a way to lie my way out of this, but I have no explanation for the door or the broken glass further in the living room. At least there's no bodies. I know that my silence only looks more suspicious, though. I know that the detective is studying my every expression and move. With a sigh, I move out of the way of the doorway. Please, come in. Don't mind the mess. Detective Moon tips his hat at me and carefully steps through the doorway. Yes. Haha, yeah. Pax and Katsu sit on my couch. Katsu is scrolling through his phone to call fixers for the window and hopefully the door, while Pax stares out the empty window blankly. Fixers. So fixers are a term for anyone who works in the realm of fixing problems magically. Have a problem? They'll take care of it for a high price. Any problem. underline, highlight any problem. When the detective steps in, they both turn to look at him. Hello all, I'm Detective Jinseo Moon with the SSU. That's who was at the door? Yes. Moon looks over both of them. I don't believe this is our first time speaking, Mr. Kaseime. Kaseima. Oh my god. How have you been? Yes, just dandy and very innocent. Yeah, apparently, if I remember correctly, apparently he only came here for a booty call? Glad to hear, and he got all mixed up into this mess. Detective Moon looks at Pax. And you are? Why don't you just call me Izzy? Sure. Nice to meet you, Izzy. So like an alias? Likewise. So what brings you here, Detective Moon? Well, we've got eyewitness reports of a woman and a man flying through the sky and crashing into a window. A woman with purple hair specifically and a man in blue. I was able to trace it back to this floor. Not so good at having, those very, colorful hairstyles of yours. The detective stares quietly from Pax to my window. Yes. There was an accident with a portal stone going wrong, so my guess ended up crashing through the window. That's all. Yeah. Detective Moon walks over to the broken glass and bends down to examine the floor. Any traces of blood? After a moment, he pulls out gloves, tweezers, a cotton swab, and a small black pouch. Just getting evidence. He's just casually just getting evidence. Like, thanks. He picks up pieces of glass, placing them into the pouch, and then starts swabbing the carpet. I swallow hard, hoping that Pax did a good enough job of cleaning up the cultists. Didn't they just burst into flames? No, I can't remember. No one speaks for several minutes as Jinseo collects his evidence. Finally, he stands up and looks at me. Have you heard of the cult of Mirror? Oh, so I can't stop my jaw from dropping at the unexpected question. I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, why the hell is he so well informed? Maybe he's on the case. I won't mince words. The description of the hoodie the man was wearing seems to fit the uniform the cult has. Right. Is it possible your guess was one of these cultists? Well, I'm not like I'm, harboring, vigilantes and fugitive or cultists for that matter. They're not, they don't have my hospitality. No, of course not. I've got no interest in cults, detective. It was just a guy in a blue hoodie who took a wrong turn. He left after. left to the afterlife. I don't even know. So it wasn't Kaseime. Yeah. Kaseima, God. But you said yes before. Well, he was for a short time, but I don't know the guy. It was just a portal stone accident. With Pizzy. Pizzy. He got caught up in it. But then we cleaned him up and he left. I don't know where, and I barely remember what the guy looked like, because they all look alike. I see. Stripping his gloves off, Detective Moon reaches into his pocket. I tense for a moment, but then see that he has a business card in his hand. So if anything happens, call me, yes. He walks up to me and presses it into mine. If you remember anything else or want to share anything at all, contact me. The cult of Mirror is something I'm personally investigating, and I'd appreciate any help at all learning more about them. Yes, of course he's on the case for it. Detective Moon walks to the doorway, pausing to tip his hat at all of us, milady. Have a good day. Okay, bye. With those innocuous words, he leaves my apartment. For maybe 5 or even 10 minutes, no one moves or speaks. Not even Katsu. But then Pax sighs, gets up, and stands next to me. Oh well, what have we gotten ourselves into? A bigger mess than we could handle, I guess. Ugh, I don't know, but we need to find out. I'm going to Hagiwara. Yeah, I'm going to Hagiwara. I have to re-familiarize myself with the names of these places. So if I stumble on certain words and names, I'm just like, ah. The library there, or Naoki, at least, should have something useful. We need to start somewhere. Right. Are you coming along? Katsu lazily pushes himself off the couch and swaggers over to us. After all the stress, I need to find somewhere to relax. Okay, guess not. Guess you don't want to go on a little adventure. Let me know if you find anything. Okay, fine. Get us to do the dirty work. Okay, wiggling his fingers at us, Katsu leaves the room, leaving Pax and I alone to do research on Atlantis. Oh, it's actually Atlantis. I was gonna make a reference to saying that this whole promised land is like Atlantis, finding Atlantis, the lost empire, but it's actually Atlantis. God. So I haven't seen Katsu since then, and frankly, I don't care, but he knows about this mess now, so he's involved. Right. And there's gonna be more people involved, so don't you worry. I'll have to call for him. I have to call him for this meeting Naoki wants to have, if he'll even come. The thought of talking to Katsu at all, though. Maybe I'll ask Pax to do it, yeah. I'm walking around thinking about all of this when I see someone come into view ahead of me. Hey, it's this dude. The dude that we were meeting at the bar who's supposed to protect us. I don't see him at first as I walk towards the gate, but suddenly he's just there. What the? He's leaning against one of the large pillars near the gate, and it takes me a moment to realize what happened. Fey magic? Maybe. I realize that I can see him only because he let me. Being this close to him means the spell would keep me hidden from view as well. You're already putting forth a lot of effort into guarding this place, huh? Do you even sleep? He chuckles. Cillian! Yes, his name's Cillian. I do, yes, but Alpha require less sleep than other races, yes. Well, thank you all for your hard work. Yeah, thank you for all the hard work. Thank you all. But thank you for your hard work. All of you. Every single piece of you, yes. I'm afraid to say any more. I'm afraid that he might change his mind if I asked him exactly why he's doing any of this. Yet, with all he's doing for us, it feels rude to just leave him here without chatting. To pat him on the shoulder, say, "Good man," and carry on with my day. The idea of him protecting us without me even getting to know him just makes me feel uncomfortable anyway, right? So instead, I decide to change the subject. Racking my brain, I come up with something for us to talk about. So, you're from Avalon, right? Yes, the same as you. Right. It's been a long time since I went back. But in the last year, I heard about some Alpha affairs spilling over into this world. Yes, the events of Mystic Destinies, serendipity of Aeons. That doesn't happen often, so I'm curious. Do you think you could tell me what happened? Oh, Cillian shifts his weight and looks a bit uneasy. Alpha affairs. It's a bit of a long story. Are you sure you want to hear it? Yes, I got time. Oh, is it personal then? Yes, it's kind of personal. Were you directly involved? Kinda, yeah. Cillian looks up at the sky with a deep sigh. Yes. That part of the story is perhaps for another time. But just so you get the gist of things. But the part you may have heard about involved the Spring Queen, her son, and issues regarding the right to the throne, yeah. Sounds complicated. Cillian nods solemnly. It seems like he has much to say on it, but he only stares off into the distance. Cillian's entire demeanor changes as he narrows his eyes. What? What? Oh, we're getting attacked! Before I can ask what's wrong, he darts off into another area. I run after him, but he's so fast, I'm forced to take flight for a brief few seconds before I can catch up. When I do, it's just the time to see him unsheath his sword and swing at something yellow. Oh god! It's Takumi! I never thought he would be here. Whoa! The guy leaps back just in time to avoid being cut in two. When he stops moving, I quickly recognize his face. I would never have thought to see you here. Takumi! What the fuck? 'Tis I in the flesh. Yes, my young protege, my young grasshopper. And almost in the blood. Takumi eyes Cillian warily. What's this, Rel? Got a personal night now? Huh. Taku presses his fingers to his forehead and dramatically squeezes his eyes shut. Am I your enemy too? Oh, shut up. I sigh but smile at my animated protege. Isn't it a little early for this? Or late, I guess. You've been out all night, haven't you? How could you tell? Well, and don't say it's because I look terrible, because we both know I always look amazing. You look terrible. Taku makes a dramatic motion as if he's been shot through the heart. So cruel. Well, plus, I know you. There's no way in hell you'd get up bright and early and come all the way out here. Why are you here anyway? Well, Takumi eyes Cillian cautiously. Your knight isn't going to kill me, right? No. Cillian looks at me, questioning. No. I nod and he smoothly sheaths his sword. No, it's clear you're an acquaintance of hers. Yeah, I apologize for the misunderstanding. Hey, no hard feelings, man. You're just trying to protect Rel, right? Alright, indeed. Okay, so I shall step away from your privacy, but remain in view if you need me. Yeah. For if you need me. Oh my god, look at him just talking. Just talk so gallantly, like a gentleman. I nod and Cillian steps a few feet away to maintain watch over the street. How did you know that? How did you know that about Cillian? How did you know where I was? Were you snooping, Taku? Yes. No. Well, Takumi, don't lie to my face like that. I mean, that's not how I'd put it. I was checking up on you. You disappeared without a trace. I was worried about you. Right? Without a trace, and yet... Figure of speech. Yeah, I was able to, in fact, trace you here with my amazing detective skills. Thank you for checking up on me, but explain, yeah. It's a pretty short story. I came to your house yesterday to ask you for a favor, but I saw the window was broken. Man, I thought the fixes would have come already. Well, it's so hard to find good help these days, seriously. So anyway, I spent the day going some investigation. I spent the day doing some investigation here and there. Ended up talking to Jinsel. Alright. Jinsel, Detective Moon, you mean? Yes, Moon Moon. Taku rubs the back of his neck. Guy is pretty tight-lipped as always, but Yazu let slip something about cultists. So of course, I looked into these cultists myself. Taku, you didn't have to do that. I don't want you getting involved. It's my shit to deal with, and it's dangerous. Yeah, so anyways, I knew you'd be looking for information to do with them, so I brought some back for you. Oh, I know the fact that Taku just brushed me off. Curious. How'd you know? What'd you find? Yeah. 1, I knew because you always react to situations by trying to figure out more info. It's kinda in your job description. Right. 2, the latest hot and juicy cultist info on the streets is that something big happened yesterday. Something that made the cult change their original goals, which up until now has seemed to mostly be focused on spreading word of Atlantis and their god Mir. Something you think has to do with me. Bingo. It seems like they've been assigned to focus all their efforts on finding someone specific. But a lot of the cult didn't take too kindly to that. They didn't see how finding someone was important when they could be out there yelling on street corners about their seaweed god or whatever. Seaweed god. So there's some dissent amongst them. Strange for a cult. Yep, I guess not all of them took to the brainwashing treatment as well as others. Well, or not as committed, I guess, yeah. They just want to preach instead of, actually doing something about it. So Takumi lowers his voice, taking on a much more serious tone. I have no doubt that at least some of them will be after you, Rel. I don't have proof, but call it a gut feeling. I sigh. Fair guess. Yeah, it's not just me, but Pax too. She was targeted in the first place when she tried to sell some stuff we got in Atlantis. Right, seriously? Dumb move, and that's coming from me. Well, you know Pax and money. I still don't know why they're targeting her, though. Oh, maybe, just maybe. I'm pretty sure as she was selling the stuff from Atlantis, she got, one of them has to be like the key, the map or whatever, the key to finding the city. Maybe, just maybe, it has something to do with the stolen Atlantis swag that a cult obsessed with Atlantis would be super interested in, right? I mean, yeah, obviously. But I mean, why are they so obsessed to go as far as to hunt her down? Again, it might be a key, it might be a map. How did they even know the stuff was from Atlantis? Good questions. Takumi shrugs. I don't know. Yeah, cults, man, I know. They don't exactly operate by normal people's rules. Makes it hard to make heads or ass of their reasoning or methods. Heads or ass. Too true. Right. Takumi covers a yawn with the back of one gloved hand. Okay, anyways, that's all I got for you for now. I'll keep looking into it when I have time between my other cases. As far as how I got here, checking Naoki's house was just a lucky hunch. Since I knew you'd be looking for knowledge on an ancient place, and he is a huge nerd. I laugh. Be nice, Taku. I know. That huge nerd let me stay here last night. Takumi lets out a dramatic gasp. Rel, you and the professor? Shut up! It's not like that, no. Jeez, you're almost as bad as Pax. Yeah, he has a personal interest in this situation, right? I don't know what yet, though. He just wants to know, like, he's like, ooh, Atlantis. Like, I want to know if it's true or not. I don't know, could be you. Don't you guys chat? I stubbornly pretend Taku hadn't interrupted and continue on. And Cillian over there agreed to help protect us as a Knight of Avalon. The Knight sounds legit, but I'd be careful around Akura. Both of them. Uh-huh. They're mad shady, and you don't even know their motivations yet. Thinking back to last night, I nod. Seems like the student has become the teacher. You think so? Maybe, just this one time. Don't let it go to your head, though. If it gets any bigger, he'll fly away. Flying would be an awesome power to have. So Taku pauses to yawn again and turns to walk away. I need to get some sleep. Might have overdid it yesterday. Yeah. I'll keep you posted if I find anything new. Alright? So something comes to mind just then. Wait. Takumi, how did you find out all of that? Huh? What? Oh, I might have infiltrated the cult or something like that. What? That's so dangerous. What if they catch you? Yeah. CRL, okay, wow. Stay woke, stay safe, stay woke, stay safe. Oh my god, freaking hell. Taku throws up a hand in farewell as he walks towards the street, where his white scooter is hidden in some bushes. I grunt in frustration before yelling back, same to you. While Aurelia meets with Cillian and Takumi elsewhere, Pax forces her way into the clouded dawn. Okay. So she's off by herself here? So I stumble along a wall, squinting at the dim haze of light beginning to show beyond clouds. Aurelia and the others back at that fancy mansion probably aren't even awake yet. But I had to get out of there. I couldn't stay in that room anymore. Just a cup of coffee. That should get rid of this feeling. Oh, in truth, any distraction would be fine after the nightmare I had. Oh. Well, it didn't start out that way, at least. There was a dream with me and a beautiful man. A beautiful man! Who is you? We have never seen him before. We were on a boat, sailing the seas in search of adventure. And he was smiling at me. I felt free. So free. So free! A happiness that I have never known. Okay. But then the scene quickly changed. I was fighting some fool, but the man was still by my side. I took a step backwards, but the ground beneath my boots crumbled. I felt a sharp, searing pain through my side. I looked up. The fool was nowhere to be seen. I've been backstabbed, literally. The beautiful man was there, holding the sword that was now in my body. He ran me through with his sword. I tried to ask why, tried to say anything. But blood filled my throat and only tears fell from my eyes. Staring into my eyes, he pushed me off his sword. Away from him and off the cliff. Everything went black, and there was only a lonely voice. I'll never let you go. That's some way to, like, let me know about that. Okay, I think the music is a little loud at places. I'm so sorry. It was loud in my ears. I don't know if it's loud in the recording, but it's kind of loud. So the dream had felt altogether too damn real for me. I'd woken up in a cold sweat, about to heat my guts out, with a splitting headache to boot. The longer I stayed in that room, the more I felt the cold, clammy claws of something settle over me, over my soul, my death. It's something I'd faced many times in the past 300 years, but never like that before. Unanswered questions are all that remain. Who the hell was that man, and why did he betray me like that? Why did he kill me? Maybe it's your past life. Maybe it's in your past life. You know better than anyone. There's no one you can trust. No one who truly cares for you. That's why you always run away. Shut up. I grit my teeth against that old voice in my head and hurried down the road. Maybe a drink would be better instead. A good hard one. Thou shut it up. Okay, even this early, there are plenty of places that just never quite closed from last night, and I know them all. Thinking this, I turn into a familiar alleyway. Okay, well. I spot the pub I'm looking for, looking like a dusty haven in this ugly morning's gray light. I dive into the crowd quickly, recklessly. My shoulder hits someone else's. Hey! Ugh, it was an accident, clearly. But men can never just accept that, can they? I turn towards the voice with a smile. Sorry about that. It's a cultist! I cut off mid-sentence when I realized who it is that I've run into. What are you doing down here just drinking? I didn't know cult people like to drink. Damn it, I forgot about you pissants. Pissants. But I'm not stupid. I know what you want, and I know how you play. Without a moment's hesitation, I dragged my dagger. Lucky for me, we're in a back alley in Yoru, so the people around us don't make much of a fuss. They just hurry past us, seeing the glint of my dagger in the vague dawn light. The creep pulls out a knife of his own and flashes a grin at me. I'm no expert fighter, but I've done my fair share of fighting in back alleys. I know I've got the upper hand. I got the higher ground! This must surely be the blessing of Mirror finding you already. I always knew I was a chosen one. Okay. What the hell are you on about? I am one of Mirror's chosen. Okay, cool. Yes. I will see Atlantis. Okay, good for you. Good for you. With a yell, the man begins running towards me, knife out. He has no technique, no skill. This is clearly just a nut with a knife. In one smooth movement, I sidestep him. I follow up with a sharp elbow jab into his side. The moment he falls to the ground, I bring my dagger back into his back, where I know his heart should be. The fight is over in seconds, and the man is lying face down in a pool of his own blood. People who are walking through the alley quickly look away from me and the scene, all they do give is a little gas and put some pep in their step. I grimly look down at the man, telling myself that it had been me or him. Yeah. It begins to set in how real this threat is. How it's not going to just go away overnight. Why won't you just stop coming after me? I just want to live my life. I have nothing to do with you nuts. Well... The man sputters and spits, coughing up blood on the ground. I step back quickly. I know for a fact that man should be dead. Yet he manages to regularly push himself over to look at me. His eyes have rolled back into his head, showing nothing but the whites of his eyes, even as blood pours from his mouth. Ugh. I feel myself shake at the gruesome scene, barely noticing as people finally begin to scream around us. A distorted, garbled voice comes from the man, and somehow I know that it's not him speaking. He's possessed! Did I not tell you in your dreams? That voice. Mirror? Yeah. Oh god, that's right. I'll never let you go. Oh, so he's actually real. The real god. I leave my dagger in his body, and I run like hell back to the mansion. Later that day, as evening began to set, Aurelia seated herself in the Akura's expansive dining room. Wow, that is very expensive. It's a square table! I hang up the phone, ending the conversation between me and the man named... Is it the guy that was in the Phoenix route? The Phoenix? Alius? Oh my god. Oh god, nope. Sorry. I didn't know you could do that. I totally forgot. So, well, conversation is probably exaggerating. Okay. So I look up at Pax, who entered looking worse for wear a few hours ago. He's coming. She looks up at me from her spot on the sofa, bewildered. Who? That Iulus guy. Yes. I just said that I was going to call him to come up for the meeting. After Takumi left, I'd received a message. I wasn't sure if it was a prank. A famed socialite named Iris Caro wanted to meet with me at a piano bar called Carnavalis. Yes. Known for throwing lavish parties, I'd been to his home several times before. I heard much of the man, but I had never directly met him in person before. Okay, so Pax is nowhere to be found though, so I went with the ever-dutiful Cillian as my escort. We were able to make the trip even safer through use of my portal-stone, though mine can only be used once every few days. Figured it was worth it to avoid any cultists, yeah. There you go, there's the man, yes. The meeting itself was brief as well. To the point like the man himself. Apparently oh my god. IU! I'm just gonna call IU. Not very good name because I use a singer. I use a Korean singer. Iulius had somehow heard of my plight and wanted to help me. It was all too suspicious for me. Looking at those cold red eyes, I didn't think he cared a damn thing about me or the situation at all. But it's not like I could turn down the help of a powerful man, especially not one who was rumored to be immortal. Well, he died once. He practically just fell out of the sky, though. Across from me, Pax shrugs, seemingly having snapped out of her stupor. Well, he is a phoenix. Yeah. Ignoring her terrible joke, I realized just how bothered I am by the situation. Yes. Did he really think I'd just accept he had coincidentally heard about this? Well, it's only been a few days. How is word spreading this fast? Well, they got networks. Networks. You know what they say. Oh, shit. I keep hitting the scroll button. Oh my god. You know what they say when nothing stays quiet in Yoru except the dead. Yes. My entrance wasn't exactly quiet, and the SSU was already involved. I'm sure the statue man just wants to take advantage somehow. Okay. All men do. All men trash. I sigh hearing Pax's world-weary suggestions and think back to Naoki last night. No, except for Naoki. Not Naoki. You could do worse. The man may or may not be evil, but at least he's rich and gorgeous. But if he's a psychopath, then that's kind of a deal breaker. I don't know about you, but I don't know about you, girl, but you know, psychopath versus rich and gorgeous. I doubt whatever he wants has to do with me specifically. In my experience, yeah, old rich guys are always bored and spend their free time getting up to all kinds of hell. Old and rich. They're always looking for situations they can take advantage of. Also, they can pull off some crazy ambition they've had for a million years. Yes, as in achieving immortality. I feel like I have heard some crazy things about the parties he throws. Oh yeah. And I'm pretty sure I ran across some rumors a while back that he has a hobby collecting occult artifacts. Yes, he does. Sounds like Naoki. Well, at least Naoki's more chill about it, I think. We both turn to look as Jun enters the room. But he sits down without making eye contact with either of us. His entire energy telegraphs, I don't want to be here. Same. I look at the time on my phone, 6:47 p.m. We were supposed to be having a meeting explaining everything per Naoki's suggestion. And I had agreed to have everyone that I had recruited here by 7 p.m. But I don't know why Jun is here. Well, probably to keep an eye on us and his cat. I glance at him, but he stubbornly looks at his phone, one hand lazily thrown back across his chair. Okay, well, whatever. Stay for the lulz. I feel like the surly twin hates me now. I have no clue why it bothers me, though. I guess being hated for an honest mistake isn't fun. I did try to apologize, but it's okay. I look away, down at my phone, to distract myself. Naoki enters the room a moment later. He looks genuinely shocked to see Jun here, but says nothing. Instead, he pulls a bottle of wine and 2 glasses out of the cabinet. Oh, thank God. Thank God. He places the glasses on the table, one in front of me. Oh my God, thank you. A man after my own heart. Yes, I need this. I feel awkward, but can't exactly stop him as he pours. My phone screen lights up, and I look down to check the notification. Unknown number. I'm sorry about him. He's weird, but it's okay. Jun. Right when he's sitting across from us, too. Dude, we're like literally in the same room, but it's okay. I do the same thing, too. I do the same thing with my friends all the time. How the hell does he even have my number? I don't know. I look over at Jun curiously, but he isn't looking at me still. Instead, he's staring very intently at Naoki. But Naoki doesn't seem to notice or care, not sparing Jun a glance as he focuses on me. Okay. Did you manage to contact the others? Yes, but I'm not sure when. Why you gotta hit me with the Iulius? I'm going to pronounce Iulius. Will be here. Iulius. The Dark Phoenix. Yes, I'm not surprised to hear he's involved. Jun interjects absentmindedly without looking up. The guy has his fingers in every pie. If anything, I'm surprised he didn't contact you earlier. Was he the one who contacted you? Yes, I probably could have contacted him myself, but I wouldn't have expected him to help. Well, he's bored. Or, it's about the occult, and he's like, ooh, that's interesting, that's right up my alley. Did he say why he was helping? No. Cillian enters the room now, having completed his patrol outside the mansion. To be totally honest, none of you have. Well, Cillian is for a noble cause. He's like, I signed up to be your bodyguard, and now I'm here. Except for good old Katsu. For all I know, he could be lying about his reasons, too. Oh, yeah, well, he's part of the Water Dragon tribe, so it's like, it involves, like, a water god, So it's like, Cillian frowns and places his hand on his chest, bowing to me. If I have not made it clear before, I apologize. I'm helping you because it is my duty to do so. Yeah, see? Totally. He's so knightly, he's so, like, loyal, he's so, like, he's too honest and good for this world. Caught up in the wrong side. He looks back up, determination in his eyes. I swore an oath to help those who need and request my protection. And at this moment, that happens to be you, Aurelia. Once again, I find myself feeling entirely too awkward at the knight's sincerity. Seriously, how does someone this genuine exist here with the rest of us sinners without exploding into flames? See, he's just he's so like sincere, but he's caught up in the wrong side. Thanks. Aw, poor baby. Jun finally looks away from his brother to stare at me. Flower Knight aside, doesn't that bother you? What? Not knowing why? Not even a little bit at all? Even just a smidge? I stare evenly at Jun, feeling irritated at his poking. It does, but what can I do? I have to take help where I can get it, however I can, right? I just want this mess over with. That's all that matters to me at this point. Fair enough. Jun shrugs and looks back at his phone. Okay. After that, we all fall quiet for a while. The nerves start building up in my stomach, and I begrudgingly take a sip of the wine Naoki had poured. Unsurprisingly, it's completely exquisite, yes. Very good. Domaine Leroy Richebourg Grand Cru 1949. Damn! Okay, shit. Sounds expensive, sounds bougie, sounds old, but like, damn. Hey, not gonna share? I could really use a drink. Well, feel free to get it yourself. Anything in the bottom cabinets in the kitchen. Jun groans and moves to stand up, but Pax waves him off as she does the same, grumbling. As Jun sits back down, he looks in pain or maybe embarrassed. Either you have a soft spot for a certain sylph, or you just hate pirates. Probably both. Hey now. Not my fault I get the special treatment, the special wine. Naoki doesn't bother to give a response, and Pax moves towards the kitchen door. Bring me the stuff in the freezer too, the one with the red ribbon. The red ribbon? Okay. Jun yells at her as she leaves, though it's impossible to tell if she's even going to acknowledge it. A red ribbon. I try to keep my face neutral, but I'm totally judging him. Judging both of the twins, really. The only remotely normal one here is Cillian. Hey man, you're gonna just judge somebody as a weirdo just because they serve you some really good wine? Come on now. After Pax leaves, things go quiet again. I feel jittery for some reason, and time seems to be dragging on. That means you need more sips of that wine. 7:15. Where the hell is everyone? Oh, it's just as I'm speaking that the doorbell rings. Ding dong. Who is it? I can't stop myself from jumping and damn near lifting into the air. Lifting into the sky. I press my hand against my heart. Wine glass in hand, Naoki looks questioningly at Jun. Jun remains staring at his phone. He blinks at the screen for a bit, not answering Naoki's unspoken question right away. It's that guy. Who? The detective, Jinso or whatever. Oh, okay, what? Jun looks upset, but Naoki simply raises an eyebrow at me. I'm making an educated guess that you know why he's here. Oh, well, yeah. No, he shouldn't even know I'm here. Well, he has ways. So you didn't recruit him? No, but he's part of the case. Naturally he'll be here because he's on the case too. Hell no. How would I even recruit a detective? He's showing his badge at the camera now. Isn't that camera hidden? Yep. Jun gets up, headed out of the room. Where are you going? Anywhere but here. He's like, I don't want any part of this shit. You should probably answer that though. Oh, well, Naoki stares after his brother with no expression, but I sense irritation. Shall I go and answer it? Oh, I would appreciate it. Thanks. Cillian disappears from the room after Jun, and I look at Naoki. Are you sure sending a knight in full armor to the door was the best idea? Well, if the detective is here, then he already knows more than he should. I doubt a knight will shock him too much. Detective Moon has always been sharper than he should be. Naoki says the last part with a bit of something in his voice that I take to be awe. But maybe frustration too. Okay, while the twins are only loosely connected to the rest of their family, especially Naoki, the Okuras are still a mafia family. Alright, I totally completely forgot that he's part of a mafia family. That's so funny. Oh my god. There's no doubt in my mind that Detective Moon is someone they've run into more than once in the past. Oh, for sure. Still, why is he here now? Again, he's on the case. Is it for them? Nah. As if on cue, Detective Moon and Cillian appear in the room. The detective tips his hat at me. Again. Milady. Stop! I can't! Every single time he does it, I have to do it! I have to do it! Good evening, Miss Aurelia. Yes, I simply stare back at him. He definitely came here for me. Naoki Okura, always a pleasure. I'm not sure that I would agree. What are you here for tonight, Detective? Detective Moon begins to open his mouth, but another voice cuts him off. I'm here! I hope you have not started the meeting without me. Oh my god, being fashionably late is a thing. Oh god, Katsu. Katsu bursts through the doorway, smiling. The double door is just like, bah! Like, I'm here! Party don't start till I walk in! I hate him. Right up until he locks eyes with Detective Moon. He's like, oh shit. You have the absolute worst timing. Katsu stands with his mouth hanging wide open, a most ungraceful sight. Then he finally seems to recover himself. Surely that timing must be a gift the gods bestowed upon all water dragons. If you'll excuse me. Before he even finishes his last words, Katsu is turning on his heel to go. But he stops dead in his tracks when he comes face to face with a tall statue of a man. Hello. Ah, perfect. Detective Moon seems pleased as he looks at the two men. I fail to resist the urge to facepalm. It seems that I may be interrupting something. Excuse me. Everyone's trying to play hooking out, just like, no, I'm not part of this meeting at all. Like, what am I even doing here? Bye, y'all. Ayulus turns to move even as Katsu goes to join him, but Detective Moon's voice rings out loud and clear. Wait, both of you are needed for questioning. The two men respond nearly at once. On what grounds? How dare you? I've done nothing wrong. Jinso chuckles again. Well, I beg to differ. Pulls out our Nuno reverse card. Maybe if you two hung out with more normal people, you'd actually learn how someone who is falsely accused sounds. His eyes grow serious. This shouldn't take long, and you've come all this way. Why not have a seat? Have a drink. Clearly reluctant, the two men hesitate only briefly before obeying the detective. Now, is there anyone else who should be here? Well, a crashing sound in the kitchen behind us goes off as if on cue. Oh, yeah, my eyes unconsciously dart towards the sound before I chide myself. Detective Moon doesn't miss it. He immediately goes to the kitchen door and pushes it open. From a distance, I hear a loud sigh and the words, well shit, before Pax comes back through the door. Well, I look at her with a raised eyebrow and Jinso chuckles. Escaping through the window might have worked if you were quieter about it, right? Girl, did you take down the entire wall with it? Jesus. Pax grumpily plunks down into a chair. I'm a pirate, not a ninja. At least put down the bottle next time. Listen, after a day like today, I needed it. Detective Moon only stares at her quietly in response. Okay, so I swallow heavily. What's this about, Detective? Yes, please explain. So Detective Moon looks around at each of us before settling on Naoki. Don't worry, you can pass the message on to your brother later. Okay, Detective Moon bends down and grabs the briefcase. Okay, everyone in the room jumps when its hard metal side hits the table. What is all this? Detective Moon looks completely unbothered, however, and opens it. I glance at everyone in the room, seeing how unusually tense they all look. What? What is it? What? What'd he pull out? Uh-huh. I have to say, if I wasn't so nervous, I'd be impressed right now. Detective Moon pulls out a stack of manila envelopes. Okay. Some look more beat up than others. Is it like his evidence or the stuff that he collected so far? He then pushes them to the side as if they were unimportant and folds his hands in front of him. Detective Moon leans forward, slowly looking at every single person in the room. Shall we begin? Oh, begin our what? Oh, okay, chapter 3, Overflow. Alright, okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. I'm gonna leave this episode here for today, for now, because I feel like going forward with this Let's Play, I want to keep each episode to just one um, chapter. That way it's a little bit more organized, and that way, you know, if people want to kind of go back on certain things, then you can just find it in just one episode rather than multiple episodes and try to search through them or sift through them. Also, at least for us, it'll be easier for us to, in terms of like recapping and like, you know, remembering where the story like last left off, and yeah, etc., 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 all those that. And I feel like it's good on time. I feel like this, like each chapter, this chapter at least, is good on time. If it gets too short, if a chapter gets very like, I can tell it's super short, then I'll throw in another extra chapter in there, and then it'll be a two. That'll only be the time where it will be like a 2 chapter episode. But for now, I feel like I'm gonna leave it off here. I think it's a good start to, you know, getting into this series. So yeah, I'm super excited. Yay! New series. I'm really excited to get into the story. Finally, I'm pretty sure you guys have been waiting on this for like, I don't know even know how long, but I'm so sorry. It only took till now to like, you know, get into it. So yeah, I hope you look forward to it. Hope you enjoy it. But for now, I'll leave it here, and I'll see you guys next time in here, my other Let's Play. But for now, bye!